stop, can't stop, I can't stop.
Hey, this is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment, and I am here with a fabulous artist, Monique Dee. Hi, Monique. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I am just fine. Monique and I met at Skin, the Sexy Art Show, and she had a piece of art. So I just had to talk to her. It was just, she was just one of my favorite people to talk to. So Monique, tell me, how did you go about finding out about Skin?
Oh, well, really just I had submitted some work that was accepted into an art show in May that was the erotics show in St. Petersburg.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of on a lark, but I submitted like 10 pictures and they picked six of them and I scrambled to learn exactly how you exhibit and everything.
Okay.
And then that pretty much was through that whole submission process that the skin show used the same format, I guess, for submission.
Okay. So overall, what did you think about Skin?
Overall, it's great. I've gotten to an age where sex doesn't seem all that dirty to me anymore. So, I mean, it just I mean, there was so much going on. I had so many different reactions to so many different things. I mean, I love the artwork. That was all great. Is the others? I mean, I didn't see too much of the shows necessarily. I went out there, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I yeah, once upon a time I might have wanted to participate more in something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
right now it's like I've kind of become my own model and my own expression, and I really that's kind of how what I enjoy. I mean, I'm not that I wouldn't work with someone else like that, but it wasn't like I felt that particular urge for attention because I pretty much, I'm my own model, I guess.
So would you recommend someone else, some other artists to participate in Skin hopefully next year?
Oh yeah, yeah. Hopefully they'll have it. I was talking to people that have it's been going on for a few years apparently. I don't get over to Tampa much, but that's as far as I mean, it's right across the bridge. There's no parking or any of those usual Tampa issues that keep me from Tampa. I mean, I work in Tampa, so
Okay.
I don't often do anything over there for recreation. But yeah, that great location, a great, I
That's
not a
awesome.
problem at all.
That's awesome. So tell me, how did you get involved in art overall?
Well, I mean, I've always been kind of a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far mostly my just I did it through writing. I'd always wished I was more of I could draw better, to put it simply, because I've always wanted to be able to create visual stuff. What happened was, and you probably noticed I've undergone kind of a gender transition,
Okay.
and um, I mean, for a long time, whenever I would practice makeup or clothes, or whatever, I would always photograph myself just to have just to document how I look, just so I could look at it later on and see how makeup or clothes, see how what what I could do to improve.
Okay.
But once I finally started on, especially after I started hormone replacement therapy, my pictures just got a lot more. They, my perspective just changed when I started with hormones,
Okay.
and I began to like my body. I began to love my body, I should say. I learned just sensual touching and movement and everything else. And I was taking a pole dancing class, which I still take. That was making me very comfortable with my body. So my pictures just started getting sillier, and eventually, in recent months, they've gotten kind of uh, not overtly political, but they're certainly in a response to the political situation in Florida and
Okay.
the accusations that trans people are this hypersexualized, predatory community. And I just kind of had fun with that because it doesn't make a lot of sense. So just trying to portray myself in a way that Republicans claim happens all the time, just sort of. It's,
It's perfectly okay because we are not going to even talk about politics. We're just going
I was
to.
going to say, yeah, and I don't
Yeah,
know how.
yeah.
I'm gonna watch
We're not. So
but
have
I'm
you had any?
political just by leaving the house. So there you go.
Yeah. So have you had any formal education as far as art is concerned?
Um, I mean, as far as writing, yeah, I went back to school as one of those non-traditional students thinking that I could develop more as a writer because I guess I thought maybe that was how you got people to read your writing, but
Mhm.
that kind of it didn't really go anywhere. I wound up gravitating towards technical writing and legal writing, and I mean now I'm an attorney, so I just do writing all day.
Okay.
I mean, I still write. That's like my primary form of communication. Like I said, I kind of backed into the picture thing as far as just learning how to capture the image that I wanted to capture. Just I
Okay. So it with that being said, what do you find is your most challenging as far as your pictures and you taking, because the photos that I have are pictures that you have taken. So what do you find most challenging?
uh, well, that's a good question. I really haven't. It's been just such a lark. I mean, I know I've pushed myself,
Hmm.
pushed my personal boundaries as far as I, I, nudity. I mean, but I'm trying. Mostly, I'm just kind of going with where things take me. I know I've tried ideas that didn't work out the way I thought they would, and maybe I wish I had more time to work on things. I put together a video a few months back when I got inspired, and uh, it's on Facebook. I mean, if I had more time, I could do stuff like that, but that's just kind of for another rainy day, I guess.
Okay, so are
But
you working on any projects now?
um, well, I just had some time off. I think right now, yeah, I mean, I have a full-time job. That's kind of the big thing, and I'm not exactly planning to monetize it. And I'm, I'm also just trying to, how do I put this? Try, trying to work on some relationships with people in the art community. I don't know
Mhm.
if that makes sense, but because a lot of what the pictures are too are just me trying to just rediscover my um I don't know if sexuality is the right word, but just my sense of my body. It's changed so much, and just learning how it now works and responds to things.
Okay. So if someone was to see
So
a couple pieces of your art, what do you want them to walk away with? What do you want them thinking about your art once they see it?
I mean, I just like them to know that they're seeing me, that they're seeing my truth, and that's what's most important to me. Just that I'm not. Oh boy, just where I am at life and what I'm trying to express. I mean, I don't know how they're going to react. Obviously, again, not to
Right,
get political, some people are going to have very different
right. But I
reactions,
mean,
and I'm looking to provoke them.
if someone walked up and saw the piece that you did, like I've seen the piece that you used your hands. So for someone else, and they're looking at it, what do you want them to be able to see in that particular photo?
Just somebody who's number one, somebody who's trans, somebody who's discovering their body, somebody who's enjoying their body,
Mhm.
somebody whose body is changing.
So, with that being also said, what would you tell an aspiring artist after they walked up and they saw one of your pictures and they're like, oh, I wish I could do this? What would you tell them? Where would you tell them to start?
Oh wow. That's a good boy. It's questions I've never been asked. Probably just
You're an artist now, remember?
I know. I just a lot of it just don't force it. Just ideas, the good ideas will just come to you if you just feel your way towards them. As far as and just it's just being open to. It's kind of the same way with writing. If you just uh, have some faith that if you do enough writing that the ideas will come, or you take enough pictures, you'll find something in the picture that you can use. I mean, there's a certain amount of faith involved in just being willing to put yourself out there and create something rough, or try to create something, to try and fail. And again, the neat thing about photos is I can go back a few months later and find something that I didn't see in something I took a few months ago.
So really, you're
So
basically telling them to go with the flow to a certain
if
extent.
that's their flow, I mean, I'm not, I'm not trying to be, for me, it's not, even though it was like the skin show was like, an erotic show. I wasn't trying to be erotic. I was just trying to just take my emotions and feelings that I learned to express and
Mhm.
discover just very recently, and try to translate them into a photo. But
Okay.
there's that disconnect as far as you don't discover that sometimes until after you look at the photos. When you try to plan something thinking it's going to say something very specific, or have
Mhm.
a very specific pose or something, and it doesn't work out, it's discouraging. But again, you go back and look at what you've done later on, and sometimes you'll find new things. I mean, there was one photo the first one I actually submitted for the studios at 5663. They had a thing on rebirth, and I love those people over there. They're artists that inspire me. And I'd basically taken a photo of myself that I had cropped and used as a Facebook profile and made
Okay.
it black and white because I thought I looked all glammed up and everything and whatever. But I went back to try and submit that little headshot part of it.
Okay.
I found out the resolution was very, very poor because I had cropped so much of the original picture out.
Right.
And I went back to the original picture. You can see where I'm flat on my back. I'm holding the selfie stick. I've got, sheets are kicked aside in the bed and everything. And I showed it to someone. They said, yeah, that's almost more interesting than the first picture. And I just thought, oh, finally, what I wound up doing was I took the black and white head part and just superimposed it on top of the color picture and just left that alone. Just
Oh, okay. That
yeah, yeah.
sounds very interesting. Okay, so Monique, I have one last question for
Okay.
you. What inspires you?
What inspires me? Just it's all about expression. I mean, just transition has been just such a that I went through this emotional transition where all these layers fell away that just had just screwed up my life. I mean, my thinking, my whole being. It would just, I started feeling and processing feelings I never felt before. So I'm just, I hate to sound self-aggrandizing, but I'm kind of just inspiring myself, just this self-discovery. I mean, maybe I'll get sick of myself someday and
Well, no, that I mean,
not want to.
if that's what inspires you, that's what inspires you. That's awesome. Monique,
But yeah, I just want people to transition as just a positive thing. Again, not to get political, but some, you hear so much about the trans community just being depressed or angry or militant or this or that, and it's like it's been nothing but joyous for me. And I'm especially today trying to hold on to that and let people know that it's just been, for me, it's been not just life changing, but just
a sense of relief, maybe.
it just goes back to the emotions. Just I
Okay.
experience them, being able to lean on them and express them.
Well,
I
that's
should have thought
awesome.
about this one. I don't
No, you're good. You are good.
know.
Miss Monique, I so appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I really, really do. I so enjoyed our conversation. And I'm going to ask you that anytime you want to, you can always come back. Just get in touch with me. You know, you're always welcome in the Inner Sanctum.
Well, okay, yeah, that's the thing. I need to find out about more of these shows. Like, I don't know if I'm kind of limited to the erotic shows or the skin shows or not. I don't think I joke about being pornographic. I'm really not, but yeah, we'll see where things take me. I'm really stoked for the future, whatever that is.
Okay. Well, thank you again. I have so enjoyed our conversation. And keep me posted on what you're doing and where your pictures are going to be shown. Okay.
I will, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Perfect. This has been Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment. Back to you in the studio.